What's up, warriors? How you guys doing? Today we're gonna talk about, fuck, man, what's holding us back? What's holding us back from going after our goals? Let's be honest. What was holding me back was my pride, my ego. I thought I knew it all. The way I grew up, it's always like, don't ask no questions, don't ask nobody. You handle business. You gotta do what you gotta do, regardless, of what's going on. It's just prideful. Too much pride going around. Too much ego, thinking that you know it all. And in our reality, we don't. Sometimes we learn the hard way, and we don't have to fucking hit rock bottom to change. We don't have to wait for something tragic to happen so you could realize and wake up that, hey, you know what, it's time for a change. It's time for me to change my lifestyle. It's time for me to just drop all the bullshit, all the negative bullshit that I've been doing all these years. A lot of times, we're afraid. It's always, something behind, the real reason why you don't want to, pursue that or, go after your goals. Why? Most of the time, it's going to be, you're afraid to fail. You're afraid to look dumb. You're afraid to speak on something that you might not pull off. Why? Because, that shit is difficult. People use the word hard, and I don't like to use that word hard because that's just the way out. When people use the word hard, in a sentence or you just hear the word hard and you cringe, that's already the easy way out. Oh, I'm not going to do that. That shit, it's hard. You said it's hard. Why am I going to do it? I don't want to do what's hard. Everybody wants to do what's easiest. So we don't use that word. We use difficult, because it is difficult, but it's possible because there's always somebody doing it. There's always somebody that's accomplishing the goal that you want or already attained it. That's what we got to wake up and realize that, we're going to have to make a change. We're going to have to make a move regardless. So why wait for something tragic to happen? Why wait for you to hit rock bottom so you could realize that, what you were doing was not working? You were just digging yourself deeper in a fucking hole, which most of the time is just bad habits that we have, our culture, which we've been, ingrained and laced from the beginning. It's like a, like a chain that we don't, that we just keep on going. We keep on following. It's like a domino effect. We start with our, with our parents, and then we fucking do the same thing. Our upbringing, we start, emulating them, and then our kids. It's just nobody breaks the cycle. That's what, somebody has to step up and break the cycle and say, nah, enough is enough. I'm gonna put my foot down, and this is, the time for me to step up and change for my people, for my family, for the new generation. That's what I had to fucking come to a realization that I had to step up for my people, and I had to be the one, the leader that had to lead positive, that had to lead people, towards the right path, instead of, I've always been that leader, that person that people came for advice, but I didn't have no good advice because I wasn't even doing what I was speaking on, so it was just pretty much, it was flawed, my conscience wasn't, my conscience wasn't calm. It was always screaming at me because, you can't talk about something that you're not doing, Your conscience is gonna fucking be on you and shit 24/7, hunting you, because you're full of shit, You can't lie to yourself, you know that, you're trying to speak something and give advice in this certain area, but you're not doing it. You're not gonna feel right, You're gonna feel like a bullshitter. You're gonna feel like, nah, man, you know what? I shouldn't even be talking, they shouldn't even come to me for advice, like I'm not a good example. I'm not leading by example. And that's what I had to change that. I had to change that for my people, for me to, let them know that there's other ways, to, make money. There's other ways to, better yourself health-wise, where you don't have to be eating your life away with bad habits, bad food, vices, that we always, think we deserve it because, we had a hard day of work. So we come home, we're tired, and we see as, alcohol as numbing the pain to relax yourself, to ease off the, the body, and sometimes it becomes a habit where, you know, you should start doing it daily, and then now it has a bad effect on you because it just it tears you apart. You know, it starts you start deteriorating. You know, after a while, your body could only handle so much. You know, but I'm here to tell you guys that, you know, there's other ways. You know, there's other ways to better yourself. There's other ways to you know, keep yourself energetic, healthy. You know, I mean, we all gotta work. We all gotta make some money. Man gotta go out there and work and make some money. Like I said, I drove for 19 years. You know, I beat my body to the ground, and I wasn't helping it by, you know, driving for so long, just sitting there, you know, not even, you know, taking any breaks, because I was just like, just smashing and driving till, you know, I couldn't take it no more. So I was hurting my body, and then to come home and feed it all these, you know, unhealthy meals, foods that I used to eat out there on the road, and when I got home, and then still drink and numb the pain, numb the, you know, numb all the stress that I had. It was a lot of mental stress, a lot of, you know, forcing myself to, you know, be out there, you know, long hours, you know, make that money, you know. But nah, man, we could be more, we could do more. You know, we just have our you know, we have our mindset, you know, twisted. You know, our head is not on the right path by thinking in that manner. You know, that's what society wants you to do. You know, just pretty much be like a robot. You know, they want to have you like a robot. You know, wake up, go to work, come home, and just do nothing. You know, just pleasure chase. You know, you start you know, you start indulging in a lot of fucking unhealthy foods because you're bored, you're tired, you're frustrated, you're stressed. All that shit plays a big factor, you know, all that shit. And then as soon as, you know, I found the way of how to trump that, how to go around it, how to curb that, you know, it was, you know, working on me, you know, working on yourself, working, you know, towards eating better so I could feel better, more energetic. You know, I was, you know, taking fat off that I didn't need, where my back was hurting, my knees were hurting. You know, I was going that route, and I had to fucking step it up. You know, I didn't want to hit rock bottom till you realize, you know, but I checked myself real quick, you know, and I want you guys to understand that, you know, that it's never too late. You know, time doesn't wait for nobody. You know, I talked to a lot of people, and some people, they've been following me for 2-3 years, and finally they make the choice of hopping on here. But you know what, you know, all that time wasted, you know, it becomes you know, you start regretting it, you know, that you didn't make that move sooner, you know. So don't wait for that, you know, the doctor to check you and tell you something that you don't want to hear. Don't wait for an accident to happen. Don't wait for a health issue to arise. You know, you got to make the change now. You know, a lot, like I said, you know, just put the pride and the ego aside and go and seek help. You know, ask somebody if you don't know how to eat better, how to exercise correctly, you know, without hurting yourself, you know, how to better yourself mentally, physically, spiritually. You know, there's more out there than just, you know, being a robot out here. You know, society wants you to be a robot. You know, they just want you to not strive for nothing, to be nothing. You know, like, what are you, a machine? You just, you know, they just want you to be that person that works and goes home and that's it. You know, fuck that shit. You know, we got to go out there and push for more, strive for more. And the only way that you're gonna get there is by, you know, keeping that body on point, your mindset on point, you know, your physical appearance on point. Everything plays a big factor. You know, that's the gateway to success. You know, exercising, feeding your body what it needs, you know, that's going to help you, and it's going to start bleeding through all, you know, through all the areas of life, you know, with your family, with your workplace, you know, making more money, you're more productive, you're more energetic, you come up with more ideas, you start exploring more, you start using your head more, you start thinking more. You know, thinking is one of the hardest things to do. You know, that's why a lot of people don't engage on that shit. You know, as soon as it's about thinking, you're like fucking want to move away. You're like, oh, no, I got to think to do that. Nah, man, we got to use our brains. We got to start, you know, it's difficult because I was, you know, I was one of them that didn't like, you know, schooling, didn't like reading, You know, all that shit I had to force myself now to, because that's gonna better me. So now that's what I do, you know, wake up in the morning, I journal, I read. All that shit is just feeding the mind, you know, and keeping your mind healthy, keeping your mind on point, always thinking, always, you know, trying to come up with more ideas. You know, you're more clear. You know, you're not fogged up with all the just, you know, digging yourself deeper in a fucking hole with just work, coming home, and then drinking yourself away, eating yourself away. Now we gotta stop that shit, you know. So put your ego aside, your pride aside, and get with the program. Let's run it, Warriors. Let's go.